We just finished a free workout in the Thoughtfully Fit gym where we explored how to hold yourself accountable. It's a concept that is surprisingly challenging. As we found out, there were dozens and dozens of people in the workout, and we asked, where do you struggle? And we heard everything from exercise to eating healthy to staying committed to a job search and trying to start a business and jump into launching a passion and lots of other things. So we want to share with you today what we covered in that workout.
Really interesting to think about holding yourself accountable. Sometimes we talk about how do you hold other people accountable, or what do you do when people are holding you accountable? But holding yourself accountable is a really different, unique concept. And so one of the things we looked at was this trans-theoretical change model, and really took a deep look at those 6 different steps within this change model. Sometimes, as we think about making a change or changing a habit, it can feel like, well, I either eat healthy or I don't, or I'm either working on my business or I'm not. When in fact, there's usually a lot more to it than that.
And even in this stage, when you were going through this, Jill, hearing people talk about where are they currently, that created a ton of awareness on where do I get stuck from creating the change I want, or the transformation or reaching my goal, and reality, and hearing people talk about where in these 6 steps they get stuck.
Absolutely. And regardless of where you might be stuck in the change that you're looking at, we provided 3 different strategies of how you can hold yourself accountable. So the first one is painting a clear picture and getting a really clear idea of what the heck are you working towards. You might see this a little bit as finding your why. What's the why of what you're working towards? But also getting clear of what will it be like when you get to the other side of that outcome. So if you're eating healthier, what would it be like if you were eating healthier? What would it look like?
What would it feel like?
What would it feel like? Yes. What would be in your fridge? What would dinner time look like? Sometimes making that change is difficult because we can't picture it. We don't see it. So getting really clear on what it is that you're working towards. My choir director had a phrase that I 30 years later, I still think about. He always said, you have a better, if you know where you're going, you have a better chance of getting there. And so getting really clear on where are we headed? What's the picture that we're painting? The second one then was creating some structure and recognizing that creating change is hard. Doing things differently requires a lot of effort. So creating that structure, whether it's in your calendar, a lot of people mentioned how they carve that time out, or they dedicate time in their calendar, or they set their reminders. They have something in their phone. Because we know if we just leave it to chance, if we say, well, I'm going to work on this new thing that I want to do when I have time, we know there's never time for that. So creating that specific structure and holding that structure at just as important as you would a meeting with your boss or cocktails with your friends, whatever it might be, giving yourself that permission and honoring yourself in that way to not only create the structure, but then to stick to it as well. The final step then, Darcy, I know you do this all the time. Find yourself an accountability buddy. Sometimes Darcy's my accountability buddy. I know she's the accountability buddy for a lot of people. And there's something about whether your accountability buddy has the exact same goal as you, or you're just looking for a friend to provide either that carrot or stick, right? Where we're all motivated by different things. But just having one more person in your corner, you still have to do the work. But to have somebody who's also cheering you on, somebody who at the end of the day, you can say, yeah, I did it. Give me all the props. And to have that person in your corner.
Yeah, there's something about having a witness and somebody who cares if you get something done that is important to you to get done. And so just articulating it and naming it and saying, hey, can you help me? I really want to get this done. Can I design some accountability? I did this with my friend, shout out to Rob Martins. And I told him, I said, Rob, this was a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I have to get something done tonight. Can you just help hold me accountable? And he said, yeah. Well, of course it got to be whatever time it was at night, 9 o'clock. And I was just so tired. And so I texted him because I want to be a woman of my word. And so I just said, hey, Rob, can I get an extension until tomorrow? I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and I'm not going to do it. And he wrote back saying, first of all, I said, for what? I said, for my accountability. He's like, oh, that's right. No, you can't have an extension. And I'm like, what? He's like, no, you told me you want to be accountable. That was the best gift ever because I was like, I rolled my eyes. I was annoyed with him for about 2 seconds. And then I went and did the thing I needed to do. And I was so happy once it was done. I was so happy. And he did exactly what I needed. So with that, we invite you to share what are your strategies and what is it that you want to hold yourself accountable for? Because the Thoughtfully Fit Gym is all about creating new awareness and then having some actions and taking some next steps based on the research of what it takes to be high performing in your life and business. So if you are sitting here thinking you need some accountability for your life, sign up for the next Thoughtfully Fit Gym free workout. We do 2 a month and we would love to see you. Thank you, everybody. Take care.